Good morning and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Zoey, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on video is Zoey's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we give while we're working with her, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. And the correction that we give is a tug and release on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Zoey's been fitted with her own personal training collar, and we will show you how to properly put that collar on and use it during your one-on-one lesson. Now Zoey is sitting very nicely on Fred's left-hand side, which is where all of our obedience training takes place. The first command that they're going to demonstrate for you is heeling, and heeling is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Zoey take off doing that now, and the command that you're going to give is Zoey heel, and you're going to simply start walking, and Zoey should fall in line heeling appropriately on your left-hand side. This means she should be keeping pace with you whether you're walking at a faster pace or a slower pace, and she should not be lagging behind or lunging ahead and pulling on that leash. If she is to do so, tell her no, followed by a tug and release on the training collar, and give the command to heel. We've also gone ahead and incorporated the automatic sit into our heeling exercise, which you just saw occur, which means anytime you're out walking with Zoey and you stop, she should sit nicely right there at your left heel position. Again, if she does not comply, tell her no, tug and release towards the rear on the correction collar, and give the command to sit. Now the next command that they're going to demonstrate is the stay command, and it's a hand and voice command. Use the open flat of your left palm in front of her muzzle and the one-word command to stay and walk out to the end of your training leash. Zoey should remain seated in this position and should not break. You're going to want to practice this command very often with her to help build up her ability to sit and stay for longer periods of time. When practicing at home, start at 30 seconds, and when she's successfully completing sit and staying for 30 seconds, increase your intervals over time, working up to a total of 3 minutes for your long sit stay. When Fred returns back, he's going to walk all the way around behind in a counterclockwise motion, returning so that Zoey is once again directly on his left-hand side. You saw Fred give her a little pet on the head there. It is very important to make this fun and motivating for Zoey, and you do so by using lots of positive reinforcement. Whether you're physically praising her and giving her a little pet on the head, nothing over the top so that she gets all wound up, something to let her know she did a good job, or you can verbally praise her and tell her she's a good girl and doing a great job. Now Fred leaves Zoey in another sit-stay and walks out to the end of the leash, and this time they'll demonstrate the recall or the come-on command. Call Zoey in using her name in a friendly tone where she should get up, come in, and sit directly in front of you, and around the back, returning to your left-hand side, sitting nicely. It's an exercise called the finish, and Fred's going to demonstrate that again. Leave her in a sit-stay out to the end of the leash. Give her a moment to sit and hold that sit-stay, and then call her in using her name. Come in and sit nicely. And in the exercise called the finish, where she heels from the right side of you, returning around the back of you to your left-hand side, sitting nicely. Good girl. When Zoey comes home, you want to make sure that you're practicing all of your commands with her, both indoors as well as outdoors, so that you can generalize in both environments. And at first, pick an area with no distractions until you get a good feel of working her through her commands, and you feel comfortable. Then start to introduce distractions into your training session. Now the next command they're going to demonstrate is the first of our down commands. It's down from a heel position. Again, use the open flat of your left palm straight down towards the ground and the one-word command to down. Give the stay command and out to the end of the leash. And of course with the down stay, she should remain laying down in this position and should not break. Practice this command very often as well to help build up the ability to down stay for longer periods of time, and with this one, start at 30 seconds, and over time, increase your intervals, working up to a total of 5 minutes for your long down stay. Fred's going to go ahead and return back now. Again, all the way around behind, counterclockwise motion. There we go. We also recommend that you're going to be incorporating your commands into your everyday schedule and activities and practicing them. You also want to be setting aside about 10 to 15 minutes every day to work Zoey in a formal obedience training session such as this video here. It's great practice for the both of you and will help greatly with her transition back into the house and learning her new rules. So Fred leaves her in another down stay, gives her a moment to hold it, then they'll demonstrate that recall or come on command from the down position. Good girl. She gets up and comes in. Good girl. Around the back. Now Fred and Zoey have one last command to demonstrate, and that's the second of our down commands. And this one is the down from a distance. And for this command, leave Zoey in a sit stay. Walk out to the end of the leash. And from the end of the leash, use your right hand to give the down command. Back around. Good girl, Miss Zoey. We've demonstrated for you today all the obedience commands that Zoey has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Zoey, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.